All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order. The first thing we need to do is approve the agenda.
So moved.
Sean,
Second.
Ryan Schravogel. Moved and seconded to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next, we need to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Ryan Schravogel,
Second.
Sean. Moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Recognitions.
I just want to take the opportunity once again to express my gratitude for actually this time around, for the greater educational community as a whole. I continue to be impressed with how the year is going. And there's all sorts of strife and difficulties going on across the state, across the nation. And we're just having school. And I'm really pleased by that. I think we have a calm, cool, and collective approach to things. But from top to bottom, parents through teachers, through board members, everywhere across the board, very pleased. That only happens when we remain positive and moving forward, and I think we are. So congratulations to the greater educational community.
All right. Let's move to financials and Mike.
Shortest one ever.
On the warrants, the only thing I'll point out is on page 3, High Plains Co-op, $134,115 of flow-through aid from the state to them. Otherwise, everything else is kind of our normal bills. So the total of $336,534.36 this month of warrants. Our cash balances are looking good for us. And our percentage-wise, we're where we expect to be on page 10 with our fund expense summary. And then after that's the transfers and the high school and middle school reports. So if you have any questions.
Couple $100,000 less than last month.
Good job, Mike.
Less is more.
Does anybody have any questions for Mike? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the financials at $336,534.36.
So moved.
Jill,
Second.
Ryan. Moved and seconded to approve the financials. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No public patron concerns, so we'll move to administrative reports and Dr. Myers.
A couple things to talk about tonight. The first one to celebrate. We wrote about it. I wrote about it last month in the cycle. The Fail Forward grants had been submitted. 19 different teachers had submitted. We received 19 grants. Ended up awarding 11 of them for $500 each, spread across the district. I'm just pleased with this. Is the 4th year we've done this, and it's taking root. People are willing to take a risk. We challenge them to do something they've never done before, and just see how it works, and make it comfortable in case it doesn't work out exactly as planned. That's okay. That's the purpose of it, is to give some things a try. So like I said, we were pleased to award 11 different grants just this last week. So that's a good thing going on. Follow up on, we are at the very final edges of getting that $250,000 federal connectivity grant that Randy had submitted. They're just dotting the I's and crossing the T's at this point. This is big because it will offset expenditures or monies that we would normally use in our rollout of the Chromebooks and laptops and whatnot. So bringing money in like this, Mr. Ackerman always works hard, but to do this it's above and beyond. So we're not quite there. We don't have the money in the bank, but it's getting close to being there. Third thing, we are moving forward on the KISA pilot work. We'll take the team down to Sublette this Thursday. We've done a deep data dive into the perception data of the staff members. Our Kansas Communities of Care data, which is it's a reflection of how the students are feeling about mental health issues and just connectivity and whatnot. Of course, dug into our academic data, and I've been talking to you now, this is my 4th year, talking about it being a lagging indicator of the good works taking place, but nonetheless, we will address it. Then our student management system data, which deals with discipline and whatnot. So we'll be looking at all that together, and then ultimately through the year be helping, we hope, to build a pilot to make the process more meaningful for the individual districts. And it looks like they're looking at more of a regionalized approach as well. So it'll be the Southwest Kansas way versus the Topeka way, which I applaud that. The ESSER 3 grant work is getting started. We're ratcheting that up. We've gotten feedback from various stakeholder groups now. Now we have to analyze all that feedback and see how it dovetails in with where we have thrown our time and effort, which is social emotional supports for the kids, and when adults as well, and then learning loss. And so lots of different good ideas came across, some ideas that we just really can't do. But we're to the point now where it's time to actually start putting pen to paper and moving forward. One last item, and I'll talk about this a little bit further as it relates to something later on. Last Thursday, last Monday, Dr. Ruda reached out to me and told me there's a state Spark subcommittee, legislative committee taking place over at Dodge on Thursday. And did I know anything about it? I said, no, I knew nothing about that. And so there's like $10 million up for grabs. So I put together a testimony, or a speech, if you will, and went over and gave testimony before the state Spark legislative committee at Dodge Community College, asking for $450,000 to pursue that building trades center that I've been talking about. Later on, I think had a good idea. I'll talk about how we want to merge those efforts into some other needs that we already have in the district. So if we can utilize the monies in multiple ways, it could be a really important thing. The Building Trades Center, it's a really cool idea. In fact, that it's be like a room about this size that floats as far as, well, you do electrical over in this area for a while, then you do plumbing over in this area for a while, and then it flip-flops and changes around. So you're getting the discrete building trades skills, in one spot, but it's not a huge footprint, not a huge area. So that fits nicely. And then, of course, they move on out to the workplace or matriculate straight into Garden City's program itself. This fits the Spark Legislative Committee design in that it's workforce need development. And there is a lacking of tradesmen in Southwest Kansas. So I would hope that they'll take a serious look at what I presented. I don't have a timeline on that whatsoever, but they're not going to say yes if we don't ask. So we asked. That's my report.
All right. So Tom's out. Do you have anything to add?
No, except for the fact we got the road is built out to the FFA farm. I'm not real pleased with it, frankly, and I've called and talked to Tom about it. And it's got ruts in it already. So I'm hoping. And he said he's going to call the guy directly. Lance, did you see it? Yeah. Okay. So I'm sure they got to take a roller to it or something. But it needs to be. And maybe it's just still not fully hardened. I don't know. They finished it yesterday? Yeah. Okay. And this is the whole idea. We're going to have a lot of buses going out there and heavy machinery going out there. So we brought in asphalt because it's been a mess forever. But at this stage of the game, I'm not real pleased with the way it looks at this moment. But we will fight the good fight and get it to where it needs to be. That'd be Tom's report.
Did they just dump asphalt along the?
They graded it out. What they normally do is just let you drive over it, kind of harden it down. You know what I mean? I don't know. They could take a roller.
I think a roller needs to be taken to it. I hope they're listening tonight. I don't plan on paying for it until it's fixed.
Did they grade it before they put the?
Yeah,
Okay.
they did. They took the dirt that the city was using. They'd done some dirt work, dumped it over there, so they crowned it out and put it, the way we needed it to be done, and bladed it. And then the next day, everything looked cool. Then they put the asphalt down, and like I said, I went to check it out today, and there are already ruts in it. So we thought, we need to make sure this is done properly. So,
Okay.
But it will be a good thing.
Okay. Well, let's move to grounds. Lance. Transportation, Sam. Nothing further. Food services, Monica. No, nothing to add. Okay. Mr. Ackerman, technology. Nothing further. Awesome. All right, we'll move to the principals. Mrs. Albright.
She has something extra to add. Of course I do. It would be flapdoodle if you did not.
I just wanted to touch base on our building's power hour that we do. It's our 30-minute intervention time that we have set aside for each grade level in the morning. This is when we service the students who are in the lowest 20% of their grade level according to our screener. And so we've had a quarter nearly a full quarter to kind of get this up and going. And we have a few data points each week on Thursday. They are kind of given a check-in assessment as to see, okay, where's your progress? After meeting with the small group, working on the specific skill where their weaknesses are. And so we look for 3 data points above their trend line. And after they have those 3 data points that are consistently above, we move them around. We either take them out of the Power Hour group if they've kind of mastered the skill and need to be taken out, or we switch them to what's their next step for their individual need and things like that. So it's working well, and Jackie Stapp digs into that data regularly and shares that with the grade level teachers and things like that. So we're doing some work over there, and this is the first year where we've made the changes consistently, because with our MTSS approach, we've been meeting with Holcomb Elementary and kind of talking as a committee that we had 6 data points. They needed to be above their trend line for 6 data points, but that just wasn't happening with the breaks that we have with our school calendar, and we have to take so long for our assessment period, because at Wiley Elementary you have to assess each student 1-to-1, and so it takes a good almost month to test them. So we just didn't have enough time for them to consistently get those 6 data points. So we lowered it to 3, and I think that was a good decision on our part. So that's what I have.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Tyne.
I will first just highlight from my report that there were 5 teachers at Holcomb Elementary School that were awarded the Fail Forward grant, and I am really excited. They are big risks that these teachers are taking, and one of those is the outdoor learning lab, and so that is split into 3 parts where we're looking at water reclamation, because that is a big drainage area from our school roof into this area, so that will be one spot that we're focusing on. The second is the storage, learning supplies, seating part of the outdoor learning lab, and then the third one would be some planting, building different things for what the water then would be used for once we get it. So I'm very excited about that. The second one is a sensory room, which we're really excited about. We've cleared that out and we're ready to get started on that. So I'm excited to see how kids will be able to benefit from that room once we get it ready to go. And then the third one is just an opportunity for STEM, different types of building in our specials classes, so getting some new things for that. So excited about that, and just wanted to point those out, that we'll be working on those. And then I also wanted to bring up that we are getting ready to start our clubs. Clubs were started at Holcomb Elementary School about 4 years ago. We piloted it in 4th grade. And then about 2 years ago, we did 2 sessions of clubs, I believe, and last year it got put on hold, and so we didn't do anything. But this year we've chose to do 3 quarters of clubs. Our first quarter is just to get the kids' interests. So Mrs. Gifford has been working on that, trying to get what kind of interests the kids have, and then the next part will be finding adults that would be willing to run those clubs. So those of you out there that are listening, if you have a hobby or something that you would love to share with the kids of Holcomb Elementary School, we will be looking for people to share with that, along with our teachers, of course, and myself and any staff that's able to help. So our first one will be the end of 2nd quarter. They'll be 45 minutes long, and they'll have 3 sessions. So you'll have the same kids for 3 times, and we're really excited about that. Just an opportunity for them to kind of explore some different things and see what they're interested in. Any questions for me? Come on over.
Yeah, bring them over.
Yeah.
Let them do it. Thank you. All right, Mr. Helton.
Just a couple events coming up for the middle school that I think highlight some of the many unique opportunities our kids have. that make the public aware of, that they're welcome to come to. We should be advertising those more readily soon. Tuesday or Monday the 22nd, Mr. Matthews is putting on production of Aladdin that his theater class is doing. Mr. Matthews has done a tremendous job kind of coming up with a screenplay himself. So it's really neat what they've done, and they're really buying into that. It's a brand new elective we're offering this year, and he's doing a great job with it. And then Tuesday the 23rd, and I believe the board, it's been 2 years since we did the 6th grade tea, but I think the board gets invitations to that. Miss McKenzie will be renewing our 6th grade tea, which is an awesome opportunity for kids to learn basic etiquette. They come in, they have a white cloth kind of a snack luncheon, and we have a guest speaker that talks to them about making good choices. So hopefully you get those invitations, and parents, we appreciate your help supporting that event. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Tyler. All right, Mr. Johnson.
Just continuing on with our theme this year at the high school is a lot about culture and culture building. One thing that we're doing right now is finding a student group that wants to take on as far as what their vision of the school should look like. So we reached out to the student council, somebody that we've had this group for many years, but they've never really had a voice in the school. So what we're doing now is we're meeting once a month. I am with them to go over what they feel like their vision for our school should look like, as far as how they want it to feel, what the culture should look like. So kids did an awesome job coming up with 3 different areas that they really want to focus on this year. Next month, we're going to meet on specifically what those plans are, and changing some of the ways that we do some stuff in the school to interact with each other. So I'll be reporting back on some of the new plans that these are kids' initiatives. These are purely what they would like to see happen, not what adults would like to see happen, but what they'd like to see happen on interactions with each other. The other thing I want to highlight is our play is this week on Friday and Saturday. Mrs. Bowler and her group has done an amazing job so far of practicing and getting set up around all the other activities. When you're a smaller school the way we are, we have kids involved in all these different activities, and so they have to practice at all sorts of hours at different hours at night, and these guys have been busting it, and they're really excited because they're going to put on the Wizard of Oz 7 p.m. on Friday and 7 p.m. on Saturday. So we'd like to invite everybody to come out and watch. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. All right, let's move to unfinished business and ELA resource adoption.
Alrighty, we boil it down to pudding as far as what the responsibilities of school boards are. Honestly, it's not really very many. You hire a superintendent. You did a very nice job on that a couple years back. You hire a clerk. Did a nice job on that. You set the budget and you adopt curriculum. That's really, boil it all down, that's what you do. Policies. You pass policies. I inherited a tradition of cycling the curriculum. And so this particular year, 7-year cycle, is the year to adopt the ELA curriculum moving forward. We started this about a year ago to work on this because it touches so many hands, from K up through 6 for sure, and then the English teachers themselves. And I'm very, very pleased and proud of the way the teachers and the administration dug into this, knowing that, yes, education and teaching is so much more than just the resources, but we do need to have top-notch resources to use to help, meet the standards and whatnot. So a long, careful process of selection took place where multiple companies' resources were ordered in. I've never seen a district use as thorough of a rubric as this one does, looking at the curriculum resources. I mean, from how well it aligns with the standards to the aesthetics of it to usefulness. Is it wonky? Does it work properly? And then just looking at many, many different pieces, basically grading it. And the teachers did this individually, and then they came together as a group at each one of the buildings and hashed it out and came up with their recommendations, which ultimately went to the School Improvement Committee, which is made up of teacher representatives from each one of the buildings, who agreed with the recommendation that came forward. The process I use then is the recommendation goes from the SIC to the administrative council team because they have certain, look at things a little bit differently. And they too said, yep, they anointed it and said, this is where we need to go. And that's how it got to you guys now. If everything goes according to Hoyle, the board would take action on this tonight. We would then go and make our purchases of the curriculum materials either during the December or the January board meeting. And this is all in line of being implemented next August. And the reason we want to do it over the winter months is then we'd have plenty of time, ample opportunity to have representatives from the curriculum companies to come in and work with our people. So it's not just we just don't buy a book and throw it to them and say, hey, good luck, figure it out. Particularly in this day and age when you do get the print materials, but you also have a slew of online materials as well. Just to give you a flavor of this kind of expenditure, last time a major purchase was made about 4 years ago, it was $118,000. So this will be 130 or north of that before it's all said and done. I mean, we'll look at it very carefully and not just buy a Cadillac just to have a Cadillac, but we're also not going to short shrift ourselves. We're going to get the stuff that we want and need. It's two different resource materials because there just wasn't one that we thought was right for us K-12. But it was real important because one of the things I told everybody is there better be a bridge between the two. They've got to, hand off properly from 5th grade to 6th grade, and they do. The important point is both resources are tied back to the state standards. And that's what we use, are the state standards. Principals, anything you want to add to it as far as thoughts from the teachers or from yourselves?
The program that the elementary school.
Speak in the microphone, please.
The program that the elementary schools chose to go with also aligns with the state's initiative of the new dyslexia initiative, which is structured literacy, which is something we don't currently do. So that is something that we are already doing professional development over. And so since this curriculum aligns with that, that's one of the main reasons why we chose that as well. And it's compatible with our Fast Bridge screener that we already currently use too. So it fit well with a lot of the areas that we needed it to.
And it also is tied pretty strongly to the science of reading, is it not? Which is a
Yes.
major push in the state of Kansas right now, and rightfully so.
Correct.
Anything else to add, Tyler, Jerry?
I think you said the main one is that the text and the assignments inside and the activities in the text, it's very direct in how they align to our standards. So we're able to pinpoint wherever our deficits are when it comes to state assessments or student performance, and we're able to link what they need to be able to improve in those areas. So I think that's one huge benefit that my perspectives offered that some of the others did not.
And so technically, as far as a recommendation to you guys, I'm seeking the board, asking the board to adopt the ELA resources that were presented, specifically for the elementary levels, pre-K 5. It's called Amplify. From 6-12, it's called My Perspectives. It could be just one motion. It doesn't have to be two motions.
Scott, I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. Do you think it's prudent, necessary to, I know you kind of said this is kind of a more aggressive approach of switching these every few years. Do you think it's necessary to get new academics every so year?
Well, I mean, 7 years is, if you think about it, is almost a generation. What is a generation in the high school? I mean, you've come all the way through. Macbeth is Macbeth. That story doesn't change, right? But the science of reading is a new piece of work. It really. I'm an English teacher, and I don't know how kids learn how to read. Talk to a first grade teacher. They have it figured out. And there's been an age-old war on phonics versus whole language, and the resources have become more and more sophisticated and more pertinent to help the teachers. Now, as I said earlier, teaching is so much more than just a great textbook. If that's all it is, and we don't need all those people, right? It's the skills and talents of the person putting them into play. But if we can line it up like Tyler is talking about, the actual assignments and activities in there are then pinpointed back to the standards, and we are becoming far more data savvy, far more so. And with our approach with individual plans of study, we need to be able to say exactly what the issue is with the decoding on that individual student. And that kind of assignment should provide that to us. I mean, those kind of resources. That's a long answer to say, yeah, I do believe so. I think we should. If we didn't utilize the resources, no, not at all. But we do utilize them. And this is a case where not just more is better, that's not the case, but the internet and online resources have truly exploded in the last five to 10 years, even more so than they had been previously. What I don't want, and I see it in a lot of brand new teachers and people I work with in the TAP program, is a lot of people, when they're trying to get ideas to teach, they go to this thing called Teachers Pay Teachers. Okay, Teachers Pay Teachers is a crowdsourced resource where I think you pay them, I don't know, $5 to $10 for a lesson, and then you go use it. But you don't know with what fidelity it was created. Or it might just be a fun, good activity that doesn't do anything cognitively for the kids, or it doesn't help them learn how to read or write in the least bit. But it's cool. It's a lot of fun. I would rather see us, do a deep dive into curriculum, the resources therein, and then be able to, through our instructional leaders, pick and choose with it. Because I also don't believe we should just say, start on page 1 and go through page 300. I don't think that's a proper approach either. So, short answer, Ryan, yes, with a good, thorough examination of what's going on.
Okay, and the only reason I asked is I'm new to the board, and I didn't know how many times we do this, and
Well, I will tell you, I'm sorry, I just kind of said we're in the year for English language arts. There are other curriculum that come along as well that we go to the teacher and say, do you think you need new resources? And they'll say, no, these are good still. And so it's not one size fits all approach.
sure.
So we engage with the professionals, and they might, why spend the money? I'm very happy with what I've got here in this particular curriculum area.
Thank you.
Sure.
And I think specifically right now, I mean, we've been looking at our data for a while, and when we see that we have a certain percentage of students that are not where we want them to be, then they come back and say that a lot of times that comes from our core instruction. Therefore, we feel like we need to be more rigorous. We need to find something that's going to meet the needs of our students. And so being able to go through this process and look for something that's going to get us there, that we hope gets us there, I think is really important at this point.
I agree. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to adopt the ELA resources as presented.
Casey
Second it.
and Jill. Moved and seconded to approve the adoption of the ELA resources as presented. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, new business, construction science program idea.
If these meetings weren't recorded, I would deny I said these words later on, but since they're being recorded, I have to admit the truth of this. This is a Dr. Ryan Ritta idea.
Where did this idea come from?
Yeah, Dr. Ryan Ritta. All right, so we've been interested for a while in bolstering our CTE programming, and we've moved things forward. And one of those things that I really have desired is a building trades program, but we've just not had enough student interest yet, not yet. So we entered into a partnership with USD 457 and Garden City Community College, where we send students over there to the building trades program and to the Manicuris program, and John Deere as well, I think. Anyway, we're talking about building trades. And so we've been doing that, and so we're generating some interest in that. Well, Ryan called me up 2 weeks ago or so and had this idea for a building trade center here in Holcomb, Kansas. You recall we got that donated land over there by the playground. Thought, what if, I've been kind of saving that in my head to put in like a teacherages, like a fourplex or something, teachers type thing. But Ryan had the idea, what if we came up with a dynamic, flexible building trades center where it's not obviously big enough, wouldn't have the footprint enough to have all these different work areas to learn plumbing and drywall and framing and everything that goes into building trades. But what if we had it's a big open space and it changed and shifted as need be? Well, that's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. And whether you're aware of this or not, but when people, you can go to college and get a degree in manufactured warehousing, and anymore, they don't have set shelves. They move around. They're dynamic to fit the needs that are taking place. This is right in that line. So it'd be a dynamic move. It'd be a CTE program, so it'd be funded, properly if we move down the path that way. And then also, once again, I wish we could expunge these or scrub these recordings, but Dr. Rua called me up the other day and said, do you know about the state Spark funding mechanism? I said, no, we did Spark a year ago. I don't know what you're talking about. And there's a hearing going on I talked about this during my report earlier, over at Dodge City. They're doing 2 or 3 of these across the state. Here's an opportunity for some funding. And one of the 4 places where it really is emphasis is education and healthcare. But within education, it's about workforce development. Okay, step back. I'm not a workforce guy. I mean, I don't know how to swing a hammer, but I can connect 1 and 1 and come up with 8. In that, building trades is workforce development. And I know we have a lot of construction taking place in Finney County. There's not enough skilled laborers. This kind of program would do that. But wait, there's more. You can see the knife. I'm going to say. So driving back from Dodge, got put on my thinking cap. I thought, well, what other needs are there here in the district? And I'll just say it bluntly because it's the truth. The biggest eyesore in the district, as far as I'm concerned, is the concession stand bathroom at the football field. Jerry, I hope you're listening. So what if we combine these 2 approaches? We actually, a year or so ago, went and got some bids on redoing the concession stand. It's $158,000. That's what it was. Thanks for sending that to me, Lance. The idea being it would move it west over where the double gates are. Okay. Well, I know numbers won't be the same. I understand this. I mean, these numbers would be higher. But if we were to take that design and use it as a concession stand, bathrooms, maybe field house, maybe not, add another third to it, whatever the footprint was over here, where the original idea, we came up with the building trades thing, just add it to it, okay? Make it a bigger building. Cost will go up. If we strike gold and get the $450,000 from Spark, it won't pay all of it, but it'll pay a goodly amount of it to get it done. And also down the road, since it is a CTE-approved program, it makes money. And so then that offsets the investment of a new concession stand / field house / bathroom. Matt and I were talking before the meeting. Probably we wouldn't tear down the current one. We would make that dedicated women's bathrooms there, just because of overflow, and use the front as the locker room for the officials. So ideas are out there. So we get rid of the, I call eyesore, and move toward this project, which would just benefit us, the Finney County, over and over and over again. So we're at the very beginning stages of this. Ryan, what's the timeline on the Spark money?
I think potentially you'll hear probably by mid-spring. They're going to end, I think the States Park hearings will end here in the next few weeks. And then the plan is that they will have recommendations once the legislature comes back here in spring.
Okay. And like I said earlier, they can't say yes if I don't ask. So we asked. And if this is a way to then address another need, I'm always excited about that. If we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, educationally providing yet one more great opportunity for our kids and the community, and then also fix an area that needs to be fixed.
Is that 10 million just for Finney County? For the
10 million.
Isn't that what he said earlier?
Yes, I thought it was.
Statewide.
Well, yeah, statewide it's 1.6 billion. But then Finney County has
The 10 million.
separate funds for 10 million.
We should up the ante.
Yeah, what other projects?
800,000.
And we will tell you the last time Mike and I lived through Spark, I still have PTSD over that. But we jumped back in one more time. We're going once more into that breach. We're going to give it a shot. So what I'm saying is, don't be surprised if I start working this a little bit and start looking at designs and whatnot.
Well, I think that, it's dual purpose. And so, I think anytime you get more bang for your buck if you can, because just building a concession stand with bathrooms I mean, and that's it. I mean,
Use it 4 times a year,
Yeah.
5 times a year.
you know, but if you can tie other things to it, I think it makes it a lot better.
Well, and if you just have one roof line, I mean, it just,
Mm-hmm.
one footprint, it's just a lot more economical as far as getting something done.
Mhm.
So, any other questions, comments? And at
Clay
this,
Scott did a stellar job during his presentation over in Dodge City.
who was that, Ryan? Who did?
Whoever I traveled with there did a tremendous job for the school district.
Thank you, Dr. Ruda.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. We will move to the disposal list, which
This is just our comment. We grow things around here. I don't know how or why. But twice a year, we bring you a list of items that the principals and their people have gone through. Monica has gone through. And just stuff we just are keeping because we keep them. My favorite thing on here was the prom glasses from 2001. That's a keeper. But Jerry wants to get rid of them. Why? Why? I don't know. You gotta save a few.
there you go, Shelley.
If you recall the process here, I'm asking the board to dispose of these items listed. I've gone through them. This is, I don't know if the green frog in my office came from one of these first ones that said I want the green frog. What occurs is they get on the goodbye list. Then we go to all the staff members and we say, here's a list. If you can use these in your classroom or in pursuit of your job for USD 363, have at it. You're welcome to have broken chairs coming from the high school. It's on the list. Or prom glasses from 2001. If that helps you teach English, come get them. And then if nobody takes them, we set a deadline. If nobody takes them, then we go to the clubs and say, anybody want to sell these? Well, there's some things on here people might buy. Old uniforms people have bought before. So it's just a little fundraiser opportunity. Then at some point in time, it's like, yeah, we're done. And that's when we actually get rid of it and it goes away from Holcomb. So I recommend that you approve of the disposal list.
I will make that motion.
Ryan Schreibvogel and Sean Sheets. Moved and seconded to approve the items on the disposal list. All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We'll stay
I might
in
want to
here.
buy something.
Yeah. All right. So executive session, 15 minutes. And Curtis isn't here, so 15 minutes. Okay. How about we go in at, let's say, 6:45 for 15 minutes, include Dr. Myers, and that's it.
And anybody in the boardroom, take advantage of the wonderful baked goods that Stacy Cundiff, one of our stellar nurses, brought to us tonight. She is an excellent baker, so grab some food.
Wait, did I say 6:45? How about 6:42? That gives us 5 minutes.
There you go.
All right.
So moved.
Ryan Ruda. Ryan Schreibvogel. Moved and seconded to go into executive session for 15 minutes at 6:42, including Dr. Myers. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Hey, Randy, we're going to stay put in here.
Amen on that.
Okay, we're back in session. I need a motion to go back into executive session for 5 minutes with Dr. Myers. Jill and Casey. Moved and seconded to go back into executive session for 5 minutes with Dr. Myers, starting now. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're back in session once more. I need a motion to hire Vanessa, is it Huynh? Huynh, as a full-time Holcomb Elementary School paraprofessional.
So moved.
Ryan Ruda and Ryan Schreibogel. Moved and seconded to hire Vanessa. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I need a motion to hire Ashley Perez as a full-time cook.
So moved.
Jill,
Second.
Ryan Ruda. Moved and seconded to hire Ashley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I need a motion to hire Christian Vital as a full-time middle school ESOL paraprofessional.
Second.
Ryan Schreibogel and Sean. Moved and seconded to hire Christian. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I need a motion to hire Megan Cornelson as a fifth grade ELA social studies teacher.
So moved.
Jill and Ryan Ruda. Moved and seconded to hire Megan. Almost called her Mindy. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, I need a motion to approve the supplementals as presented. Ryan Schreibogel,
Second.
Ryan Ruda. Moved and seconded to, approve the supplementals. Evenly. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I need a motion to adjust Jerry Johnson's title to high school principal, dropping interim.
So moved.
Second it.
Ryan Ruda and Jill. Moved and seconded to change Jerry's title to high school principal. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations. Okay, I need a motion to give Lance Cornelson a $2,000 raise.
So moved.
Jill and Ryan Ruda. It's been moved and seconded to give Lance Cornelson a $2,000 raise. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Anything else, Dr. Myers?
No, that is all.
All right. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Ryan Schreibogel and Jill. All those in favor, moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We're done.